Alright, PokePals. I am super excited for the video that's coming up here. I have one of my good friends out in Massachusetts. Him and all his brothers, his brother and his cousins, have come together and built a collection of first edition Wizards of the Coast cards. Let's go ahead and take a look at their story and look at the cards that are in their collection.
So I'm going to tell you the story of how this collection right here came to be. And in order to do that, I have to rewind all the way back to my childhood, back to the late 90s, early 2000s, during the first big Pokemon boom. Me and my brother and my two cousins were all huge into Pokemon when it came out. And we all had our own modest collections and our own little binders, and we treasured them for probably, like 3, 4, 5 years. And then we moved on to Yu-Gi-Oh! And we sort of forgot about our Pokemon cards. And we were in probably middle school when our parents, asked us, if we wanted to hang on to these old cards of ours. And like most millennials know, our Pokemon collections ended up in the trash tragically, and so we didn't really care at the time, but once we started getting older and nostalgia became a thing in our minds, we deeply regretted ever letting our parents get rid of our cards. And I can remember searching through my attic in my basement, with my brother, trying to find if maybe they weren't actually thrown away and my mom was misremembering. But no, they were gone. So, a few years went by, we got jobs, we moved into high school, and we started thinking why don't we all combine forces and start building, this collection, together again. Maybe we could get the original 151 Pokemon. And so we started the collection, not very ambitiously, didn't have a lot of money. It was something that we didn't put a ton of effort into. Every now and again, if we were passing a card shop, we would pick something up. We didn't make a whole lot of progress, but we did get most of the way there. But you fast forward, to about, 6 months ago, and our grandmother, who was responsible for, buying us a lot of the packs when we were kids, she passed away. And we were, going through her house together, gathering photos for the presentation for the wake. And someone found, our grandmother's old collection. She had a collection herself. And when we found this collection, a collection we thought that had, gone missing, we got this, great feeling. We're what if we, use the cards we have, and, we completed grandma's collection because she had some gaps missing. We could put the cards in her binder and really complete this collection for real. And so we got her binder, we got our binder, which had sort of fallen to the wayside. And immediately we had almost all of the cards we needed. And we're talking the unlimited edition, not the first editions. And so after we pretty much had that in the bag, which was almost immediately, we were okay, we got the fever again right now. We all have real jobs, real money. What should we do next? And we agreed, okay, maybe we should try to do the collection, all first edition. We'll still keep the unlimited ones, but attempt to do the collection all first edition. And so there's 4 of us in total. Me and one of my cousins, so one of the 3 other people, we had been responsible for most of the assembling of the unlimited collection. We'd put in most of the effort, most of the money in the previous years. So our other, the other 2 cousins involved were hey, if you guys want to be a part of this first edition venture, you gotta show us, you got to show us dedication. You got to you got to buy into the collection here, and we can move forward, split everything 4 ways, and this can be a democratic thing. And so we went to a shop all together, or 3 of the 4 of us, because the 4th one is inconveniently in the military over in Poland. And basically one of the four of us, he buys he spots a Shadowless first edition Gyarados, and we're like, now's your chance to buy into the collection. You do this right now, you're in. It's 3 people. We need the other cousin to buy in too, and then the 4 of us can do this together. So he buys the Gyarados, $250, by the way, for something that looks like it might be a PSA 7. So like really, really good deal. And then, a few days go by, and we find a first edition Shadowless Nidoking. Crazy that we found those 2 cards, by the way, like within literal days of each other.
Yeah,
and then
our own region.
Right. And then the fourth one, the one who's in the military, we tell him that this exists here, and now's your chance to buy in, and he buys in. So we got his Nidoking, we got the other Gyarados. And this was really the beginning of an obsession that has taken over our lives for the past 3 months, but has been incredibly fun. We've met so many cool people, networking, driving all over New England, really. And happy to say, we only need 22 more cards to complete the collection. And, it's been a labor of love. Like on the weekends, we'll all get together and we'll call places and see if there are any leads, and we'll drive over and we'll haggle and we'll buy stuff. And, we are dedicated to completing the 151. As you probably saw, we still need those 3 starters, which are going to be probably the 3 last ones we get. We still need Alakazam, which is going to be a big one. Mewtwo is going to be a big one. Poliwrath is going to be a big one. But really happy to have, like I said, the Gyarados, the Nidoking, Ninetales was a big one. Red Cheek Pikachu was a big one. Clefairy. We don't have too many left.
There's a couple ones that haunt us, though. They're like silly.
Oh, yeah.
To come by. We're just not seeing it everywhere we go.
It's embarrassing. Like the Pidgeotto is one that we're just pissed about.
Yeah, you just can't find it.
The Muck.
We could buy one online tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We have it in a couple days, but our rule is that we have to find it ourselves at local shops, and it's just no Pidgeottos.
Yep. Forgot to mention that. That's like an important caveat of our mission here. And it's been I think it's remarkable that we have gotten 130 something of these cards without making a single, like literally not one single online purchase. No graded cards. These have been all raws, bought in person, negotiated in person. When the 4 of us agreed that we were going to go forward with this and get all of the first editions, we set some ground rules. Ground rule number 1, we split everything 4 ways financially, which, by the way, is the only way that you can attempt to do this and not be a maniac unless you won the lottery. Number 2, if you happen to be making a deal alone, or making a deal and it's just 2 of you and it's not a majority present, you have to contact at least one of the other people. You need a majority vote on all purchases over $50. But if it's under $50, you can buy it. No
split-wise request,
yeah.
And we'll happily pay.
Yeah, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Rule number 3, we are going to put everything in this binder. We're not going to have things in slabs as our end goal. So even if we were to buy something in a slab, we would crack it open, but we really try to buy raw singles, and not slabs. So that's kind of a rule we have.
We'll take it out of the case and keep it in our safe binder, though.
Yeah.
We got a renter's insurance policy in the binder.
And probably the most daunting rule that we made for ourselves was that all purchases cannot be online, have to be in person, negotiated in person. And that sort of lends itself to the nostalgia of it, because that's how you would have had to do it back in the day. I mean, I guess there were eBay sales going on in 1999 or 2000, but it's been more fun this way. It's more of a treasure hunt. It's more genuine.
The cards have never left the community. They were sold in packs here 20 years ago, and they've been in people's basements and shoe boxes, later found in traded into card shops, which, you know, we're always looking, you know, at card shops for our cards, right? And one of the best things is when you hear how the shop acquired the cards. When they say, "Oh, dude, we just got a huge load." Some guy, the basement, the attic, right? And came in with 1,000 cards, right? You know, and now they're selling them all as singles. So it's always cool, right? These cards they've always been here.
Yeah. I remember we were in a shop once, and we had seen more first edition Shadowless cards that we had ever seen in a single shop. And we're like, "Excuse me, sir, like this is an incredible collection. Like what is the story here? You have like 40 plus like Shadowless first edition cards." And he's like, "Yeah, so one day this guy like literally stormed into my store, and he was like visibly upset. And apparently like someone in the Pokemon community like upset him, or he had a bad day, like something to do with Pokemon, like pissing him off. So he just like came into the store, and he's like, he told the manager, he's like, "I'm done with Pokemon. I'm getting rid of all my cards today. You and me are making a deal right now." And he had a complete, I think a complete Shadowless first edition set. Too bad we weren't there a couple days after this deal was made. But we cleaned up the scraps, and we got some good cards out of what was left. But there's been a lot of interesting stories along the way, and a lot of good people met. We go to expos on the weekends, driving around, and you know, it's sad that one of us is in the military overseas and can't be here with us for the experience, but we're in constant communication with him, and it gives him something to entertain himself over there. Like, he's always like, "All right, guys, like, what are you doing this weekend? Where are you going? All right, like, what cards do we have left? What cards are you gonna get?" And so it's like brought him together with his family in a way that we didn't think Pokemon was capable of. So that's been special for us. So you're probably wondering, you know, after we do complete the 151 all first edition, like, what are we going to do next? Are we just going to like stop? No, we already decided that we're going to try to complete the Rocket set, the Gym Challenge set, and the Gym Hero set. And we've started a little bit when we're in a store looking for something from, you know, base, jungler, fossil, and we happen to see a good first edition at a good price, we do buy it. And we're starting to get like more and more enthusiastic with that. That's like our next big thing. In addition to that, we're going to try to do the Topps animation series cards, the original 151 of those as well, because our grandmother did collect quite a few of those, and we'd like to complete that collection in her memory as well. So we got like, I don't know, 5 or 6 series in total. And you probably noticed in the binder, like, it's not just first edition, like we fill our gaps with the unlimited. Like we are keeping all of our unlimited cards, and when we get a first edition to replace an unlimited, we put the unlimited in another area, so we'll have a full unlimited collection on the side too. So I think like 6 collections in total. So we're going to be keeping ourselves busy for probably like a couple years, but I know we're going to get to that point like where we're just looking for one stupid card, and we're going to be walking in circles, and by the time we find that card, we'll probably have encountered every other card that we've already bought like 10 times, which is going to suck, but it's just part of the game. I wonder what it's going to be. There's going to be one card. That's going to be our very last one.
The bane of our existence.
It's going to be like first edition lightning energy for Gym Heroes. Something stupid like that. Why can't we find this thing? We could go on eBay and get it in 30 seconds, but we're just calling stores every week. Do you have a lightning energy for Gym Heroes first edition? Yeah, you think I'm gonna go comb through all my energy cards in the back? Yeah, we are gonna do the trainers and energies too, which is gonna be interesting.
Thank you for watching PokePals. Make sure you like, subscribe. We did hit 200 subs, so that Darkness Ablaze ETB is going to go out to one of y'all. Thank you again for watching the video, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.